Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maou and welcome to the video. This is my in general plan for 2021. The reason why I'm doing this in a video is because a lot of people have been asking me and I want to keep you guys informed. I needed an excuse to do a video, mostly because I like making videos but I never actually have time, but now that I'm not at work I actually do have time, which is nice for me. So anyway, on to the topic in hand. So concurrently the commission, the Ultimate Mind Control quirk has been completed, which I am extremely pleased about, by the way. I think it is the best comic that I've ever commissioned. Palcomix did a superb job with the artistry. Like, it is precisely and exactly how I imagined it to be and exactly what I wanted, to the point where when I had to make the next commission, I felt very tempted not to make another one because I was so content with all of the commissions that I already had. But purely because of the fans requesting it and people asking about it constantly, the next comic commission is the next DxD series, which is called the DxD, the One Night Stand Club. How Much Is Your Soul? I didn't really want to do one after this one, but I've somehow ended up doing that anyway. James Yuki and two other people have sent me stuff that they want to be in it or how they think should it go. I might follow what they want, but honestly I think James Yuki has got a really good grasp of what should happen next, so I'm probably going to go with what he wants over what everyone else is saying. But if people send me requests asking for stuff, I will see if I can add it in, unless stuff starts to contradict other stuff, in which case it just gets distracting and kind of annoying. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the public commissions of 2021. Public commissions are commissions that are for, well, the public. They are publicly available and they're not private commissions. I'll get to private commissions in just a moment. Now, you might think that I'll want to continue the DxD series, but honestly I'm actually starting to get a little bit tired of the DxD series, because the problem is every single time I complete a comic I have to write another script, and the DxD series isn't the only series that I want to write and create, and I have a massive backlog of scripts from 2002 that are ready to be commissioned, that haven't been commissioned because people have been requesting the DxD series, and I would prefer to space stuff out a little bit better so that you know, the next DxD series is going to come out, then there's not going to be another one until next year. So the next DxD series will be in 2022 rather than this year, because this year I would very much like to do part 2 of Rosario plus Vampire, which has been in the archive for an extremely long time. The Equestria Girls Unleashed chapter 3, because I know that a lot of people like that one. Some people don't know this, but I actually completed the entire series of Equestria Girls Unleashed. I had all of the scripts ready to go and everything, and my computer got stolen and I literally lost everything, and I spent so much time just carefully writing each one of those that I could not bring myself to write them all over again from the very beginning, from scratch, because I didn't have a backup, because I didn't think I'd needed one, because I never needed a backup before then, because I'd never lost anything. But yeah, I'm gonna have to write all those ones all over again. But I've already written chapter 3, it just needs consolidating, and I'm currently moving on to chapter 4, so that should be done fairly quickly. I'd like to get that finished by the end of this year. James Yuki has written another Ray Gun of Lust, chapter 2. It's either 2 or chapter 2, I haven't yet decided. It's actually extremely good, he's a way better writer than I am. That will most likely come towards the end of the year, mostly because the current one hasn't actually finished being commissioned yet and it's not been fully released. That, and also he didn't stick to the 8-page rule. There's a reason why I stick to the 8-page rule, but I'll get to that in a minute. It's actually, I think it's 10 pages long. On the upside, that does mean that the front cover is free, but as I said, we'll get around to how much stuff costs in just a minute. So moving on to private commissions of 2021. Now there are three. I usually have a list of three, so like 3 public ones and 3 private commissions that I would like to get done within that year. Whether or not they do or don't depends on how quick the artist finishes. So in private commissions we've got the Rising of the Shield Hero Part 3, because Part 2 has already been finished. Oh, by the way, a lot of you probably don't know what I'm talking about here, but a lot of you do, so we'll leave it at that. I'd like to get the Ultimate Mind Control Hajime edition commissioned, because I am so pleased with the Ultimate Mind Control Quirk comic and how it turned out. It seriously, I can't stop going on about that comic. It is so pristinely perfect in every single way. Every single line, color, and drawing is just perfect. It's exactly the way I wanted it. And then there's Maridon Zontan, which actually doesn't really have anything to do with Zontan. I'm not going to get into that one because it's kind of complicated. You'll see when it's been commissioned. The main reason why I want to get that one commissioned is because I mentioned it a long time ago that I wanted to get it commissioned, and it's got Mary Jane from Fairy Tail in it, and I've been wanting to have a comic with her in it for an extremely long time. Moving on to costs of commission. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this one up is because the comic commission costs for palcomix has actually altered and changed this year. Again, it actually changed last year as well, so it's actually more expensive than it used to be. So when I first started doing commissions back in, I think it was 2007, I think, each comic page cost $75. And for an 8-page comic, that was $675 per comic. Now that is including the front cover, which also costs $75. So in an 8-page comic, the front cover doesn't count. You have to count that on as a page as well. I tried to work a way around that one, and it didn't work out so well, so we'll just leave that as it is. The head artist is a stickler for you must have a front cover for some reason. It must be an OCD or something. And then last year the prices changed, so it was $85, so every single comic cost me $765, and that brings us on to this year. So each page of a comic as of this year is going to cost $105, which means every single commission is going to cost me $945. So the reason why I'm bringing the costs of private commissions have changed as well. I believe it's $25 extra per page, so it's $130, I think, per page instead of $105. Private commissions costs more than public commissions for obvious reasons. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want you guys to appreciate how much this is actually costing me. It's costing me an arm and a leg here. I'm going to need to figure out whether or not this is sustainable. Is another thing that I'm trying to currently work out. Now, I've already made the current commission, which has cost me $945 US. Because of this price change, I don't know how many comics I'm going to commission, because before I like to get a commission done at the end of each commission completion. So when a comic was completed, I would immediately commission the next one. But because of this price change, I might need to alter that and see if I can come up with something, because it's kind of a headache trying to figure out how much each individual thing costs. It's kind of like there's fuel, there's food, there's all this crap that I need to go through to figure out how much money is left over and what I can cut out so that I can make more commissions. It's a real shame, really, because I had a perfect system where I could live in comfort, and now everything's fallen apart. So, that's just fantastic for me. The goals of 2021. Okay, in comic script commissions, there are two comic series that I really would like to get finished writing this year. Now these are the prime ones that I'm going to be focusing on, which is The Rise of Sereth and Rise of the Dark Sun. I'm not going to tell you anything about them other than it's got something to do with the Carnal Kingdom. So yeah, that's going to be a surprise for you guys. Oh god, I can't get over how much everything's going to cost me. Oh god, the anxiety. Anyway, the day in life of insert name here. Now the reason why I've put insert name there is because it was going to be following each one of the 4 daemonesses from the Carnal Kingdom. I really need to get into contact with Yukiro to ask him about that, because we're supposed to be doing a collab with that. Same with the Rise of Sereth, actually, because it involves his characters. I sent him an email last year, and usually he replies within like the week, and he sent me a reply back saying that he would contact me when he had time, and he actually hasn't contacted me, and given the pandemic I'm kind of worried about that, but you know, I'm sure he's fine. I'll do it later today because that's actually quite concerning. So anyway, under other comic commissions, we've got the Equestria Girls Chapter 3, because I would like to get them completed this year as well. And the Raygun of Lust Part 2, because I haven't finished. The way that he's written it is perfectly fine. It's written beautifully. But I need to well, this is one of the things about comic commissions that you guys don't know, is once you've finished writing it, you've then got to give references for the artist. So there needs to be pictures of the characters, pictures of the places if necessary, pictures of the clothing that you want them to wear, and all that needs to be sorted out before that one's completed. So that should be fairly simple. I could probably crack that out in about a day. In other goals, I want to watch more anime, because last year went a bit weird because I got a job and I wanted to work part-time so that I'd have more time to write, right? So what happened was everything started out perfectly fine. I was working 3 days a week. Everything was fine. And then the pandemic happened and I was suddenly working 4 days a week. I was like, well, no, you know what, that's fine. I'll come in, I'll work an extra day. Totally fine. And now I'm working 5 days a week. So that's a problem. And because of that, I've been working 5 days, and so I've been working for a full 5 days, and then I've been doing nothing but writing on the weekends. And because of that, I haven't watched any new anime. I haven't even watched Demon Slayer yet, and it's right here. I have it right here, and I haven't watched it yet, and it's starting to get a little bit annoying. Under other goals is play games, because I've been buying games from Steam when they're on sale, and I literally haven't played them yet because I've been busy writing and working. Really hoping that I can go back to working part-time again. That would be extremely useful. And make more videos like this one, because I always like making videos like this, but I never have time to actually do them, because by the time the weekend comes along I am busy writing, and if I have a choice between writing or making a video, I will always write something rather than make a video, because they're more perishable, and I need to get them prepared for the next comic commission. But as I said before, that might not be an issue fairly soon. And I'm fairly sure that's the end of the video. So with that comes us to the end of the video. My name is Maou. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I might do another video answering frequently asked questions that people keep asking me. I don't mean to be rude. I mean, people ask me questions, so I may as well just do a video answering the questions. So I might do that. Or I might not, depending upon what I feel like doing. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.